out-of-body experience once again, because like I said, I've looked up to her. This is someone that I love. This is someone that is part of me. Like, part of her sexiness is inside of me. I'm not going to never take away how sexy and seductive, sinister Sanaya is. You know, that's who she is. She's a part of me. So for me to be on the runway with her at this moment was just kind of, I didn't even think of her as Sanaya anymore. I didn't even think of her who she was, what her, how. Everyone disappeared, and it just was me and her. I couldn't barely hear the beat, but I knew what was playing because it was my favorite song, Doom Dada. I am the queen of that beat. They will play it tonight again. But it was a little bizarre. It was kind of bizarre because it was saying, you know, it was an out-of-body experience. I'm on the runway with her. She's going crazy, you know, and I'm like, okay, so this is how they do it. And I'm glad that we had that battle.
Wait, let's fast forward.
Okay.
97 Clubhouse.
Oh God. Oh my God.
What happened that night? Because Sanaya always talks about,
okay,
you know, you was the one
battle.
Right, you was one of those girls. You was the only girl, wait a minute,
to defy her, right, and to make her know it. And controversial, Yolanda.
What happened?
Yeah or not? Let me stop. But no, that, you know, she came out and I saw her once again. She looked good and stuff. She's doing her part. She's out there.
She went through the girls that night.
So the new girls are in the back scared, like, oh, I'm not coming out. Oh, it's Sanaya. Oh, forget it. Oh, my leg hurt. My this, that, and the third. So I'm like, well, girl, I'm getting out there. I battled her before. So, excuse me. Like that, because see, I knew it went in that order. You got me on a night where I didn't have long hair and all that stuff, and I felt it in my soul. Like, okay, girl, you creeped up on me. You stormed me. So now this is my way to storm you. Because she went to go get the trophy, and she just knew she was going to win. She was the happiest thing, honey. And then they was like, can somebody get the Eggman? Because Yolanda's ready. Oh, my gosh. It was crazy. But aside to all of this and everything, much love to my mother Sanaya and everything that she's done. We've grown tremendously from all the fighting and all the
a roller coaster.
Yeah, right. The complete roller coaster is over with. I'm glad she's
Wait. Let's stay on track. We're gonna talk about it, but let's stay on track.
Right.
So, 97 Mizrahi Ball. Before you go, I think, and you would understand me. You will know. That's the night I believe that you became Yolanda. You understand what I'm saying? That's the night where
when I finally just like it was just like
it was. The category was slow and sexy like Sanaya, or daring and dramatic like Ashley. Tell the viewers what happened that night, because that's a clip that people can't even really find like that.
Right? No, you can find it, but it's not that you supposed to have that.
Remember, I had everything. You remember, I had everything.
I know you got it somewhere.
Remember, I had everything.
I just knew, like, it was my time. Like, I knew the beat was there. Ashley was actually on the panel. Mm-hmm. So
they opened the category.
Yeah, she opened the category, and I kind of was upset with, you know, because I just feel like how anybody would feel. You know, after a while in performance, you know, it's time for you to just give it up and go and to do something else, or just to let it go. You get, and at that time, that's how I felt for Ashley. I felt like that was her moment to let it go. You get what I'm saying? But however, my house members was like, jump off the table, and I'm like, well, no, I'm not jumping off the table like her. I'm not doing that. Like, she did it and it was great, but to me, I was like, no, I didn't want to do it. So they like, well, what are you gonna do? And I said, hold my bag. You get, like, that's my type of attitude. Like, it just felt like it was out of me to jump off a table right after she did it anyway. So it's like, okay, I don't want to be like you, but I'm gonna show you some other stuff, because prior to the Mizrahi Ball was the fight with Sanaya 2 weeks prior to that. So my ex at the time, it was no more glue-ins. Everything was about a sew-in. Everything was about to your head. You know, with them wigs and lace fronts, all that shit them girls be wearing. But he actually sewed in my hair. He said, you gonna sew in your hair tonight, and we gonna make sure you get out there. And we gonna, you know, so that was kind of how that went in that order. Like, my ex pumped it up inside of me, and then we actually all met in the bathroom. Me, JoJo, Sanaya, and Ashley, and they actually chastised Sanaya for hitting me and the constant abuse. They kept saying, you know, this is a place of fun. We don't want these kids to come here and to be getting hurt, or you know what I mean, for y'all to be taking out anything out on these kids. And we pieced it off actually right there. I gave her a hug. I cried a little bit. Ashley said whatever she said. She left. Jojo left the bathroom. And me and Sanaya actually left a little bit after that. But we grew very close.
1998. 1998. That's when we met.
Right.
So, describe how Sanaya became your mother.
Okay, so I was out.
You done stormed her already. You done stormed her at your own ball.
We had done did all this stuff, and it had got to the point. So Mika, my sister, she saw me one time in the village, and she was like, you know, someone wants to meet you, and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, who's this person? You know me, I'm a little evil on the low. So I'm like, who is this? You know, I'm thinking this, you know, whatever. But so I finally met him, Ballroom Throwbacks, Caesar. And Sanaya was there too, so it was like, it kind of was a shock. Because I'm like, okay, wait a minute, y'all telling me to meet him, but then she's there. Okay, so I felt some kind of way completely from when I walked in the door, but it was, once again, it was an out-of-body experience because she was just so nice. You know, they took me in. You know, they wanted so much, and it just was great to know that these two individuals were looking over me in this type of way to help me become better in my ballroom career.
Well, let me say this to you now on camera if I never told you before. Yolanda, you was my first daughter, and you and I have gone through a lot of shade, a lot of shit.
Jesus.
But I have to say one thing to, and I tell this to people, like, you are like the definition of a child. When I mean that, you was really like our child. You was a rebellious bitch. You was stern, but you always had this one thing about you that always would make me want to forgive you because it's this thing in you. It's like a sweet baby. You understand what I mean? It's like this part of you that I feel like. But I know you are a fire starter. You don't hold back. You go crazy. You feel what you feel.
Right.
And you have to understand you. I think a lot of people don't understand you. And I want people, when they watch this, that maybe they can't understand you. You understand what I mean?
No, definitely.
Like, I want people that
I think people kind of, excuse me, I think everybody understands me just from what you put out there in words. So this is just going to clear what, you know what I mean? This is just going to bring the truth to what he actually wrote, because some people could be saying anything. Oh, he's crazy. He's making all this up. Not doesn't even like him, whatever and whatever. No, everything he has said is true. All of this is not nothing made up. This is not a game. This is not a joke. He didn't give me a couple of dollars for this. I wouldn't care. This is real life stuff. And the fact that we're at this point right now is amazing. You know, I just think Ballroom Throwbacks is such a great window for ballroom right now. You know, just everything, the stop the violence, just all that stuff, you know. And at times I have my different views about ballroom. You know, I get a little...
Oh, we'll wait on that. We'll get to that.
angry.
Hold on.
Right.